Today we're talking about how to attract more women naturally. This essentially means getting more interest in women. This is going to be like when you're just going to your day-to-day basis, they're going to smile at you, they're going to notice you, they're going to check you out. This also means you're going to get more matches, more dates. And also, what I'm going to be saying and suggesting in this video might work for you, it might not. This is going to be based off my own personal experience. And also, quick little shout out to all my returning subscribers and returning viewers. I do appreciate you guys clicking on these videos and watching them. Make sure you guys stay all the way to the end, but let's go ahead and dive right into it. So the first thing I want to start off with, which is really important, I'm going to emphasize this one a whole lot throughout this entire video, that's being in shape. So recently I went to Comic-Con, and this was with my girlfriend, and we went to Comic-Con, and what you notice is a lot of people, I think that's probably the vast majority of people, but then again, it's kind of a little bit of a bias just because I already know the type of people that go to Comic-Con. But you look at the vast majority of people when you go out into public, like let's say you go to the store or you're just go shopping to the mall or whatever it is, just start paying attention to what type of people go there and just look at what physical shape they are in. So when I went to Comic-Con, I was looking at the vast majority of people. I was like, whoa, a lot of people are out of shape. They don't really work out. They don't really take care of their appearance. And then on top of that, their fashion, maybe it's good, sometimes it's not. It depends on the individual. But when you look at some of these statistics that, like, what is it, 60-70% of Americans are out of shape, they're obese, overweight, and it's like, okay, how true is that? And you start looking at it. I notice this like when I go to the supermarket, but going back to Comic-Con, I noticed that across everybody. I was like, whoa, there's very few guys that are actually in shape. They actually look good. They actually look like they take care of their physique. They actually care about it. And going to my day-to-day basis, I look at that and I'm like, okay, well, you can see what people actually care about it. When you go to the gym, that's a little bit of a biased one because almost everybody there is going to be fit, or they're going to be in shape, or they're trying to work to get to that goal of being in shape. And the reason why I say you guys want to get improve on your looks, or you should care about your looks, is essentially because once you start increasing your looks, women are going to start noticing you. They're going to start paying attention to you. So this is something that I noticed that when I was a little bit on the lighter side. So keep in mind, I'm a little bit a lightweight, so I was weighing about 130 pounds. I didn't really get any attention, and if I did get attention, it was from girls that I didn't really find attractive. So I was like, okay. And then I started increasing on my looks, started hitting the gym, started dieting, and now I'm weighing like about 160 to 170. It just kind of fluctuates. For those of you guys that are getting into working out or you know about it, your weight kind of fluctuates just from time to time. It's not going to always be consistent. But I noticed I started getting more attention. I started noticing more women pay attention to me, checking me out and all that. And this is a little story. I'm not sure if I already shared it on the channel or not, but essentially, me and my girlfriend, we went to this steakhouse with my buddies and all that. And essentially, I guess when I went to the restroom, so when I found out about this was the following day, just because me and my girlfriend, we were conversating on the road, and I was like, oh yeah, I noticed this. And then she was like, oh really? And she noticed that. But so at this steakhouse, when I went to the restroom and I started coming back, well, I guess there was this chick that was checking me out, and I didn't even see her because I had my back facing towards her. But I guess my girlfriend noticed that. And this is something that you'll notice, like when women, like essentially when you get into a relationship, women will kind of pay attention to see who's checking out their man. But anyways, my girlfriend noticed this chick checking me out when I was coming back, and I was like, oh really? So that following day when we were talking about it, essentially I was like, well, I noticed a different girl checking me out, but it was when we were leaving the restaurant. Like I noticed she gave me like a little smirk, a little smile, and to me it's like whatever, it's not a big deal. It's something that kind of happens. But as you guys will learn, as you become more and more attracted, women are going to start paying attention to you. They're going to start checking you out. And this is something that has happened to me multiple times. Like, you can tell what women find you somewhat attracted, or they're like, hey, well, this guy's good looking. It's just because when you start keeping that eye contact with people, and this is something that you guys kind of have to pay attention, look for, is just keep eye contact and see who looks away right away, or see who smiles at you. The people that smile at you, you know, they view you as friendly or attractive. So my advice to you guys is to start increasing your looks. Start working out, start hitting the gym. That's the best thing you guys can do. It's honestly going to increase a lot of opportunities for you. Of course, it's not the only thing that's going to increase your opportunities, but it's the best thing that's going to play into other things that are going to factor in. So the next thing I want to talk about is take really good quality photos. So this, I recommend you guys being in shape, looking really good. Then you take really good quality photos, and then you can use it for like dating apps or whatever social platforms. And then you can meet people online, and it increases your chances of, you know, kind of like that social networking kind of situation. You know, you have more of a reach. So realize that some of these platforms, you can leverage them and meet more people than what you typically would through your day-to-day basis. Like, if you're expecting to meet somebody in person, well, you can have an online account that can pretty much be working 24/7, and versus you, where you're just dependent on whatever circumstances that you guys are in. So like, let's say you're at the store and you're expecting to meet somebody, well, chances are you probably won't. But if you, let's say you hop onto a dating platform or whatever it is, dating apps, and that gives you like a radius of, oh, okay, well, here's 100 miles, and then you can meet somebody. So take good quality pictures and be in the best possible shape. So that's why I'm really emphasizing your looks, because it's going to play into your pictures, because a lot of people, they're going to be judging you based off of your appearance. So realize that, and take the best quality pictures, and then before you know it, you're going to start noticing, hey, I'm getting more matches. The next thing I want to mention is learning how to be social, learning how to be calibrated. So this is something that I notice a lot of guys don't know how to do. They don't know how to be calibrated. They don't know how to interact with other people. But I'm talking about, you got to learn how to be calibrated in person and online. So when you're texting somebody, and this is something that I noticed from my own personal experiences, essentially women don't know how to text, and you'll notice that they'll just send hi and that's it, and it's like a boring conversation, and it's like, okay, well, where is this gonna go? So learn how to keep a conversation going, learn how to start a conversation. This is something that I'm not really too good at, but here's the thing: when you're good looking, you're attractive, you can get away with a whole lot more. So I don't really need to text interesting things. I just need to be more attractive, and vast majority of the times is women are gonna pick up that extra slack and they're gonna hold the conversation. This is something that I noticed when I get onto like dates and all that, and that was like before I met my girlfriend essentially, is I was noticing women pretty much holding the conversation, and I'm the type of person where I'm the listener. It may seem like I talk a lot, but that's just because I'm talking a lot through these videos. But in person, I like to hear people just talk and just like, you know, be like, oh, okay, well, I understand where you're coming from, and just like, I let them do all the conversation. And that's something that I learned is when you're more attractive, women are going to just hold these conversations a whole lot more. And also with texting, they're going to hold them a lot more. They're going to say more interesting things. And then also they're going to respond a little bit faster, and they're going to just treat you a whole lot better. So honestly, if you guys are a little bit out of shape, I would really greatly consider getting into shape, getting into the best shape of your life. On top of that, you get to feel strong, and then you're going to get to be feeling positive about, hey, you know what, you're changing something about yourself in a good way. Also, the thing I want to mention is that this takes time. It doesn't happen right away. A lot of people, they expect results right away, but it doesn't work like that. You got to be grinding, you got to be putting work, you got to be putting an effort. So have a realistic expectation that it's not going to happen instantly. You guys need to work for it, and that's almost anything in this life. You need to work for it, and you can't expect things to just be handed to you. Sometimes things like that do happen, but they're very rare, and they happen to very few people. The other thing I want to mention that's a little bit, it's kind of like a paradox. It's kind of a little bit counterintuitive. So ever since I got my girlfriend, I noticed more women have been interested in me, and there's things out there that pretty much when you have a woman, you're gonna attract more women just because you're already taken. It's something that, like, hey, other women, they kind of notice that hey, I don't have this, or this guy has value, just because they see that you have somebody. So that's another thing that plays into a factor. So like I said, it's a little confusing, just because obviously, I mean, I'm assuming you guys are probably having a difficulty trying to attract women, but essentially once you attract them, it's not that difficult, and then also you'll learn what's going to work for you and what doesn't. Anyways, guys, I'm going to just sum it up here before we cut it. So increase your looks, best thing you guys can do for yourself, and then once you do that, then you can go and take really good quality pictures, and then that leads to the dating apps and getting more matches, getting more dates, and then getting more experiences. Also, you need to work on being social, learning how to interact with people in texting, and then also in person, just learn how to carry those conversations. Because like, also quick note, so there's been times that I hung out with some of these chicks and all that, and we were just conversating. They're like, yeah, like some of these guys are a little bit weird, a little bit creepy, and you know, they had bad experiences, which, you know, not every experience is going to be perfect. So that's why I want you guys to be calibrated. It's just something that I kind of learned, something I kind of noticed as well. And then also, when you're more attracted, the conversation is going to go a whole lot smoother. You'll notice a lot more women will try putting in more effort, and just to keep that conversation going a whole lot smooth. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed today's video topic, don't forget to smash that like button, and I appreciate all you guys that are returning and watching my videos. I'll catch you guys on the next one.